Hi Scrappy friends, welcome to the Crafty Maven Getaway. It is Hannah here with you today, and I am going to make some mixed media. So I'm going to apologize right now. My video is not the whole layout being made because apparently something happened with my recording, and so only half. But the mixed media part is shown, so I thought that we'll just go with it. So right now I'm just taking various colors of white and gray and black, and I'm gonna do some acrylic splatters. I really like acrylic paint on my layouts. It's one of those go-to products that I really just go for. And I think the thing that I like about the acrylic as opposed to watercolor is it doesn't bleed as much. Now obviously it depends how much water you use and depends how thick your acrylic paints are. And mine are a little bit, some of these were a little bit on the thicker side. So like this gray black color that I'm using, it really, I had to add a lot of water to it. So there were some spots that it just left really big water, like it looked more like watercolor. But that's also the fun part about using acrylic paints is that sometimes it can look more like water, and that's kind of fun. Now that bottom color that I'm using is actually a pearlized water or a pearlized white, and so it kind of comes off as more like a silver color when I added some of that black to it, and that turned out really fun. So I just wanted some different variances of that black and white look, and then I'm gonna put it on this black and white piece from, I want to say it's Craft. So I'm taking some of it out because I think I want to use just a bit of it. I really liked the other color on the background, though the other side had a girl on it, and I really could care less about that part, right? So, and that's the nice thing about papers is that sometimes you can just take a little bit. I am trimming this. This cardstock that I'm using is actually like a cheaper, it's from Walmart. I'm on a budget, and so I thought, you know, for some stuff I would just get the cheaper, like I do have some nice stuff, but for stuff that I know that like I'm going to build a lot of stuff on it, the cheaper stuff works okay, because I'm going to add, I added gesso, and you know, you add a whole bunch of layers, you usually don't see it, and this is a better quality than like some of the other bad quality cardstocks I've used. But you know, I say sometimes you just got to use what you have right in your stash to use up things that you need to get rid of, right? So anyway, so I really love how this turned out. I'm so sad that not the whole thing showed up. So okay, I was thinking, well, maybe I'll use a stencil. And I was thinking about first maybe trying to use my pen with my stencil. I've done this many times. It's a fun technique. But then I thought, well, maybe I'll add a little bit of this color because I knew I wanted to add a little bit of that corally color in with my layout to add that a pop of color, because I wanted to add a pop of color beyond the black and white and gray scheme. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll just add a little bit through the stencil. And this is a screen, so it works like a stencil, but it works better when you have, now of course when I lifted it up you could actually see it a little bit better. I should have just left it that way, but I really didn't like it at all, so I'm like, well, I guess I'll just kind of have this splotch, and I just kind of move it around because gelatos, you need water to move them around, right? So I add a little bit of gray and a little bit of more of that coral, and I just leave it there, and I'm just going to build part of my cluster. I'm going to build my layers over near there so that you'll see a bit of it peeking out, and you'll get an extra bit of color, but it's not going to be like a ton. And, you know, I think that sometimes we make these, we try something and it doesn't work out, and you can cover it up or you can make it work for you, and that's just what I'm doing. So I mean, what if I prefer to just have it all black and white. I think probably if I was going to go back and redo it, I wouldn't. I just would have left that step out. But, you know, I think sometimes this is how you play and you learn. And since I don't do mixed media all the time anymore, it's one of those things that sometimes you just, because if you're not using it daily, you kind of forget the things that work and don't work. And so, yeah. So I'm going to tear this, and then I'm going to add a whole bunch of those papers in the back for some layers, and I'm going to add a few other colors, and then that's pretty much done. But in a minute, you're going to see all my close-ups. Like I said, I'm really sorry that the rest of it you didn't get to see, because it was just, I really love this layout. I love how it turned out. It's so fun. I added those butterflies and some chipboard pieces from Dear Lizzie. And I added the black title over the black part of the photo, and I just really love how this turned out. It's super, super fun. So I hope you guys check out our Facebook group and all the rest of the videos this weekend, and we will see you later. Bye!